Fromania Bricks, and welcome back to the world's fanciest Lego recording studio in our house on the second floor.
In this room.
And welcome back.
What do you do when Caleb's up here? What do you do about me? Does he correct you?
He corrects me
just
too.
Get away with it?
He corrects me. Yeah, you've got a dual corrector. And welcome back to the Lego table, where in front of us today we have the Lego Star Wars AT-TE. And we're here to take a look at it with you. Spup, Micah. Spup with you.
Spupler with me.
Spupler with you. We are here to spupler the Lego AT-ET and see...
AT-T-T-E-T-E.
AT&T.
AT&T.
Phone home, E.T.? AT-ET phone tone? We're here to spupler it with you today to find out if this is one retired Lego set you should add to your collection. But before we do, Micah, I've been thinking about a few things today, and I want to know your feedback on it. Do you know what you call a Wookiee when he gets chocolate in his fur?
No, I don't.
Chocolate chip Wookiee. Do you happen to know what side of an Ewok is the furriest?
No.
The outside. What do you call a bounty hunter from the South?
Dog the bounty hunter?
Boba Fett.
Oh, that one's good.
What goes, ha ha ha, ah, food?
In the polls. Cut that out, I just had to say it. You can cut that out, I just wanted to say it to you.
An Imperial officer laughing at Darth Vader. Alright, back to the Lego table today, where we check out the AT-TE Lego Walker. Tell me, Micah, is this the one that attaches to the dropship and the dropship can swoop in and drop it on the table and then you got a Lego AT-TE dropship walker?
No, that's the 2008 one that does that. I think it's 2008.
But I am correct in that one of these goes with the dropship.
So the one that actually came in the Republic dropship set was the AT-OT. So it's like an open top, very similar to this.
So it's not the AT-TE.
But there's a caveat. The clone turbo tank and the AT-TE, neither of which I have, that came out around the time. I think there's just some minor modifications you do, and the dropship can pick up and drop those two as well.
I know my Star Wars.
No.
I know my Star Wars.
Rock
beats Star Trek. Wow, we're winning friends today. What year did this set hit shelves?
2003, first of 2003.
2003. What else was exciting about 2003?
You and my mom were married.
Yes, we were. Which means 21 years this year, Micah. Which means we're getting close to me being married longer than I wasn't married.
Oh, wow.
Not quite there yet. I'm looking forward to the day. What a great life we have. And what a good mom you have. And what an amazing family we have. 2003, this bad boy was on shelves the same year I was strutting down the aisle, hoping that your mom didn't get glasses and realize what was walking down the aisle with her. What did this retail for in 2003?
$70, which equates to...
$70? That's insane!
Which equates to $120 today, which is actually $20 less still than the ATT that came out a couple years ago. But this has substantially less figures. That one came with, I think it was 5 clones and 2 battle droids. This comes with 4 clones.
I feel like a Lego set this day and age hitting the shelves, $120 this size, I feel like I'm jumping ahead of us. We can't talk about value yet. We are spuplering this thing. We are incorporating and using the super proprietary, ultra precise Lego review system that is literally transforming how the world views and rates Lego sets when they're in our house, talking about them with us. Spupler, we look at 5 key areas. Each area has a maximum 10 points, which means there are a total of how many points available?
50 points.
Homeschool.
Unless you're Betrayal at Cloud City. Because that could have hypothetically gotten 50.
That could have scored 50.5.
Yes, because we gave the extra 0.5 for a box. So that one.
Man.
I almost feel like I should have just trumped up the score and given...
No, don't convolute the system. If we rig the system, we've got no trust. You guys are watching this because you trust the system. When the system breaks, society breaks. We don't need to break the system. We don't need to break society. We need to be a voice for the people, Micah. We need to be a voice for the people. So disregard Micah talking about trumping up the system? Can you say that?
I don't know. This has been the most political episode we've ever.
Oh my word. All right. Landing on our first point here. Overall aesthetic of the set. What does it look like? I still don't quite know what it looks like.
Okay, so it's like way elongated compared to the most recent ATT. So I like to think of it as a wiener dog. Like
this message, this episode is not going the right places.
Rails.
What in the world? Or let's go with a corgi. Okay. Can we at least call it a corgi?
Isn't that a real dog? A wiener dog? Isn't that that's a thing? I just talked about it. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I like six-legged corgi better than a wiener dog.
Chernobyl corgi.
Oh my. How do you feel about I mean, we know how you feel about how it looks. This is old gray, correct?
Yes, old gray. Oh my gosh.
All right. I don't know that we need to go any further into what it looks like. We have established it looks like a Chernobyl corgi or a wiener dog with 6-stitch arms. That's where we've landed with the ATTE today.
Okay, so I can't sets from this era, from like in that early 2000s era. I wasn't even alive, but I have an incredibly soft spot for the way these sets look. So
it's because you're an old soul.
Yeah, fair enough. I have a picture of Ronald Reagan in my room. So,
like I said.
I love the... It's not accurate to a movie, unless I didn't watch the movie. The trans neon green. But it looks so cool.
There's a Star Wars movie you haven't watched?
It's been a long time. I'm just saying, like, I really wasn't paying attention.
What movie was this in?
This would have been an Attack of the Clones, and maybe Revenge of the Sith.
Attack of the Clones, which is when we learned that Jango Fett had a son.
Yes.
And Jango Fett
I think it's when we learned Jango Fett existed.
Which is foreshadowing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty basic. It's pretty gappy. The stickers add a nice effect. I think the stickers are well used. But printed pieces are nice. The new one doesn't have printed pieces. They do these brick built. They're nice prints. These prints are the same ones that came in the dropship. They're just different color.
And by these prints, you're talking about the discs.
The smaller discs, not the big discs. But I like the overall feel. You also get a little speeder display with it, which I think it adds. I like the overall feel of it. For me personally, my personal preference, I'd give it a 10 out of 10 because we
just said it looked like a Chernobyl corgi.
That's not my opinion, but being more fair and objective, 8.
I think that's incredibly generous.
Yeah,
I think you were very generous in what you gave.
Then again, I love the sets from this era. I toned it down a bit.
This is a cool element.
Yeah, it is a cool element. We have a game we play where when we build a set and we see a piece we think no one else has seen before, we're like, new piece. And then everyone else looks at it and decides whether we've seen it before. And I do that even with my old sets because there are so many unique, odd, outlandish pieces in the old sets they don't make anymore. But they're cool. Yeah. I like the effect that those pieces add.
Super cool. So we landed at an 8.
An 8. I also want to defend the score by saying it's not quite fair to judge it by 2024 standards when it came out over 2 decades ago. Like, you do have to give it the benefit of it's 20 years old.
I mean, this would have been ugly for like 1960, much less 2003.
Oh, if this thing came out in 1960, people would go crazy. Oh my gosh, I need the ATT. But because it would have been 40 years ahead of its time.
All right, next up on the Spuppler journey, the Spuppler train is pulling into the minifig station. And we're going to talk about the 4 minifigs that came with this set.
As you can see, we have an incredibly diverse array of different unique figures. Like, all of them are so different from each other and so many different characters and inclusions in this set. But, no. I'm kidding. It's just 4 of the identical classic clone.
They're literally all identical?
Who's one of my favorite minifigs. And that's not a problem. Here's the deal.
I mean, is there a named character that could have gone?
Yeah, they could have put Mace Windu or Yoda or Anakin, but you also had a Yoda and an Anakin available around this time. Here's the deal. Now, I'll give the new ATT the benefit of it's actually the exception to this rule. Most of the sets that come out now, it's like, we have all these named characters and this Jedi you already have 6 of. And then you get 2 clones. And one of them's the commander, which is great. But I want to build up my army of clones, right? I would much rather get 4 clones and just that be it than if I was around at this time and I already had a Yoda and an Anakin and it was like 2 clones and Yoda and Anakin. So, the design of these guys is great. I love the way they look. It would have been nice to have a Jedi with it, though. I say to have a Jedi would have been great. So,
basic figs then. You get 4 figs.
Basic figs with
no leg printing.
No leg printing.
No arm printing. Just basic torso. No face printing. Just helmet, torso print.
Yeah. In there. No even face printing. Now I like it. It's one with the slit in the visor.
Holding megaphones.
Holding megaphone blasters. They're so cute. I like them.
So this was before standard Star Wars blasters.
Yes. This was before arm printing. Arm printing didn't come till later in the year with Cloud City.
Wow. Alright, so where are we going to land then on the minifig score? There's not a lot to talk about here.
Not a lot to talk about. 9.
9?
There's not many sets out right now that you get just this many basic troopers, and that's what people...
they're basic.
And I love the old troopers. I have 9 of these suckers. And I love them.
I mean, this is your Spuppler score, not mine. I can't influence it, but I want to give it a 9.
You want to decrease it? You want to go to 8?
No. This is your score. This is your score. It gets a 9. A 9. It gets a 9. Scientific. Proven. Facts.
I mean, you're just so great.
Alright, next up, build experience. Did you build this new or was this a pre-owned set?
Oh man, I wish it was new, but it would have cost me like $700 if I bought it new. This is pre-owned.
For a Chernobyl corgi, it would have cost $700?
Yeah, it's like $500 to $700 seal.
Wow. Alright, well tell me about the build experience. In build experience, we're talking about, were the instructions clear? Was it a fun experience? Was it an easy build? Was it a quality build? Is it solid and rigid? Is it swooshable?
It's not, but you can grab it and you can walk it. It's not supposed to be swooshable.
Yeah, that's kind of
like... No handle, though.
I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. I'm going to keep that to myself.
This is already off the rails. I kind of want to know. What were you going to say?
We'll keep that to myself.
Okay. We'll say it and we can cut it out. I have to know.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Build experience. I do remember, and maybe it's because it was late and I was just ready to have my thing done. These panels, you build 4 of them. I remember starting to feel a tad repetitive, but I also was building out of a box, or building all the pieces. It wasn't... Actually, you know what? The bags weren't numbered on this. I remember looking at like open box, sealed bags. Right. There are no numbered bags on this. So
it's just a bunch of bags that you...
To build experience, there was nothing wrong with it. I don't remember being, like, thrilled, like, oh my gosh, it was the best build ever. But I also don't think that it deserves to be not. So I give it a 7.
Well, it is so floppy. Like, it is not, to me, I don't feel this and go, that is a solid build. It feels like a floppy build. So I think 7 is probably on the high end of what I would give it.
But build experience, that doesn't have to do with the stability of the build.
Yeah, but it kind of does. Like, you want a good, solid chunk build.
Now,
like a
these
big,
panels
solid...
are where they can kind of... Now, although, really, they don't... You don't need to open them because the roof comes off.
Yeah,
so you don't even need to...
So 7 it is on build experience.
I also want to... This isn't enough to increase the score.
Yeah, because I've already logged the score. Everyone's already seen the score come up.
The books were arguably higher quality than they are now. You had this nice, cool printed background with the stars and the colored in numbers. The books were better back then.
But this was pre-step in your instructions. That doesn't show you the parts on everyone. You're looking at every step.
Oh, that's true.
And having to figure out what goes where.
I thought it was exciting when, oh, look at this. This is my sticker sheet. That's cool. When I got to build the Paradisa set. But building on a big base plate with no steps was actually like one of the most miserable build experiences. Now, this isn't that bad. This is more basic build, not as big of a base plate.
All right. Well, walking into the next Spuppler spot with our little corgi dog is playability and functions. And even in doing that, I feel like I'm going to break it. Like, it feels so delicate and fragile to me from a playable standpoint. Like, there's some sets I can pick up and I can be confident in their structure. I feel like if I don't grab this at the right place, the whole thing is going to crumble to the ground. Like,
it ain't that fragile, but you need to give it a little bit more care. This is how you grab it, in my opinion.
So to me, that's fragile then, because you've got to grab it in here. And if I got little hands, like, I can't even get in there if I've got little hands.
Yeah.
So then you got to come under his belly. Hey, you want a little belly rub? And pick him up, and then he might bite you. Because corgis don't like being picked up by their belly.
Especially corgis. Okay, playability. This one does good for playability with me. Here's a oh.
Look at how playable it is.
Cut that out.
It is like, man.
So you have a little sliding tray that your pilot goes on, which is nice. It makes
a tray. Are you gonna cook him in a microwave?
No, I just think he slides in and out. It makes it easier to bring a guy in and out. He
forgot his microphone blaster.
Yeah, I'm taking them off as they go in. You got a cannon up top. It swivels. It would have been... I don't know what projectiles they actually had. Back then, I think they had like the really big ones. It would have been incredibly unsightly. It would have been nice if it had something that could go pew-pew. But I also don't think they had...
It's literally breaking as you play with it.
The number of options available to them that they had now.
What else can we break? I want to see what else we break.
This is great. This is a little thing that comes off. It's enough to fit all 4 clones. There's spaces for all 4 of their blasters. If LEGO is listening to this, and they've done better as of late.
They are, because Spuppler. They like Spuppler.
I would love to see sets.
Hi, LEGO.
I would love to see more sets that make a point out of this is where you put all the accessories within the set.
Oh, yes.
Because sometimes it's like, I got a spaceship, and this guy has a lightsaber, and there's nowhere for me to put his lightsaber.
Reach!
So that'd be great. They have spaces for all 4 blasters.
If all 4 clones are on here, who's driving the corgi?
I don't know. It's, I guess if you got more. If you went to the clone building event in 2002 and you got a bunch out of that box, that now costs $7,000. So, that's great. You can put all 4 in here. Or if you had the gunship. There was a gunship out about the same time as this. It came with 4 more guys.
Okay.
So you could stick them all in here or stick them all in the gunship. I have the gunship. That's how I have so many of the clones. That goes in there. That comes in and out. You've got a lot of empty space. I wish they did something.
Does the speeder store in there?
Yes, we'll get to that.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. You
Spoiler alert!
So I wish they had like little panels, maybe another chair, even a city reference, a coffee machine, something. I just wish we had something and all this empty space.
It is just kind of empty in here.
Like, I feel like they could have done something. I do like you've got a little chainsaw and binoculars up here. That's cool. I like that. This is the closest thing it has to an actual play function. You can open up the butt of the Chernobyl corgi. I'm sorry. And you can... Oh my gosh, I don't remember which way.
I can't even let people see.
Oh, maybe that's why it's open. Because the speeder has to slide in. And that takes up a lot of that space. Okay, it's partially forgiven. That goes in there. That goes in there. That closes up. And you store the speeder in there.
And don't feed him any chili.
Guns in there. Yeah, don't feed him chili. And you pack everything in the whole set in there. That's great. I love to see that kind of stuff. I like that. The speeder stored in there.
Do you store yours like this, or do you store it all displayed?
No, I have the clones up in front of it in the case, and then I have the speeder out next to it.
All right.
I like
so the Chernobyl puppy that breaks if you even look at it wrong.
Okay.
How are you scoring it?
I'll credit to you that it is kind of fragile, and that always hurts.
Kind of fragile in that you all now saw it break 2 times, maybe 3.
That hurts you on the playability. I couldn't tell you what it is. But it feels like something's lacking. At the same time, you can get in here super easy. I love that. I love the little accessory clips. I love the speeder bike and that it fits in. Any set, any big set, it goes a long way when they just add something small with it. That adds where it's not like, I spent all my money on this thing. Oh, and I got this too. And then I like the little removable thing because sometimes with sets, it's like, I'm trying to get my guy in and out. Because you just pull them right out on the little tray.
I'm not sure if I like the ratchet clip.
Yeah, it keeps it in place better.
It does, you're right.
Or maybe it helps, I don't know.
Like when you open it, it feels like you're going to break this part off.
I mean, older sets are just more fragile.
Yeah.
These things, they come up easy. Playability, there's a lot of things going for it that are good, in my opinion. But there's also some things that knock it. So
Alright, wait. 7. No, oh, you said it. I was going to guess it. That's okay.
I was going to give it 7.5.
7.5 it is.
I'm inclined to do 8, but I'm going to go lower.
I would argue an 8.
You want an 8?
No, I would argue against your 8. Yeah. Alright, last stop on the Spuffler train is value. We heard it's a $69.99 USD set in the year 2003, which equates to what dollars?
$120.
$120 USD in the year of our Lord 2024. Seems like, I don't know.
Size-wise, okay, so the piece count was like in the 600-something range. If I went, now,
Only 4 figs.
In fairness, lots of large pieces and printed pieces that went into it. It's like, there just wasn't as much greebling in detail, but the size is about the same. Feels kind of hollow. Feels kind of like, so if I went
it is kind of skeletal.
If I went to the store in 2024, I'm a poet, I didn't know it. If I went to the store in 2024,
you can make a rhyme anytime.
Yeah. I bought this, I got it home, I built it. 4 minifigures, kind of hollow. I'd have felt not disappointed because I love it, but I'd have felt like it was a little bit too expensive at $120. Now, conversion rates, whatever. It was $70. If I went to the store and I spent $70 on this thing, I'd have felt like I got a steal. So.
Yeah, it's hard though because $70 then would have been much different. So I do think that conversion rate is important. We also have to think about current values. Give me a range used, a range new.
Used, I'd say maybe if you're lucky you'd get it a little less, $250, $275 used. Then you're at like $600-700 new.
So to get in the driver's seat of this, you're looking at least $200 and $250, complete, good stickers, etc. I mean, is the value there?
Okay, so the thing that is a plus in the value now and then is you got 4 clones.
But they're basic. How much do these clones go for
These clones currently in good condition, in the $20 each ballpark.
What?
Yeah.
They're just basic clones.
Literally, the only places you could get these guys was in this, and the Republic gunship we already reviewed.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
And the clone building event.
I see, rare. I didn't know this. This is good news to know.
Yeah, so, for now, I say if you're a collector...
So you're looking at $80 just for these 4.
Now, I feel like it's an opposite effect. I think in a group they may be worth a little bit more. Because people like to army build and you're not paying 4 different people shipping.
Okay.
So I think they almost gain value as a group.
So maybe $90 for 4.
And mine are cracked too, but in general. But I think it's mainly arm cracks. I don't know if the torsos are cracked. The torsos are generic because they came on Phase 2 clones. The expensive part is the helmet.
Oh, so you can just rebuild these guys then?
Yeah, except for the helmet. The helmet is the more expensive bit. The torso is probably only $1 or $2. So, back in the day, the value was what it was. I feel like I wasn't around then, so I don't really know what $70 felt like then. I know now $70 felt great. $120 doesn't feel great. As a collector, if you're going to buy this on an aftermarket, you're picking out a set in this range of price. I think this is an excellent pick. Because you get 4 of the clones that are a desirable figure. They have value. Probably will gain value like anything. And you get a really nice large thing. Some things that are that expensive, you don't get something that takes up that much shelf space. So that's nice. I think from a collecting standpoint, the value is definitely there.
All right, so then where are we landing at here?
I give it an 8.
An 8?
An 8.
You heard it here first.
And I think the score for
and
this
only here
is going to come out lower than how I personally feel about the set, but I tried to be fair, even though I love
it's scientific. It so we are gaining trust. Did you hear what he said? He's being fair.
And I still went higher than I should have, but I really love this thing.
Oh, you just ruined the integrity of the system. All right, Micah. Despite you just admitting to destroying the integrity of Spupler, we have a score today for us.
But I did give it what I felt because I really like it. I just like this set.
That score
I like it a lot.
Is, do you think that you crested into 40?
I think it's going to be like 39.5 or something.
39.5.
For real?
39.5. What would you have given it? Like, heading into this, what did you feel like it was going to be?
Well, let's see. 40 out of 50 would break down to 8 out of 10. I feel like I would have probably given it a 40.
So you're only talking a 0.5 variance here.
But for me, I have a very soft spot. So if it was just for me personally, I probably would have ranked it higher even than that.
I feel like we need to Spupler one of our least favorite sets to try and get like the lowest score imaginable
we hate
on a set. And actually see if that set could surprise us.
I've actually got a couple suggestions, but given how far we've gone on some things, I'm not going to name those sets.
Alright, thanks for hanging out at the table with us as we Spuplered the ATTE, also known as a Corgi, also known as a wiener dog, also known as things we can't say on television or the internet webs. Thanks for hanging out with us at the table today. We got derailed, but we brought it back home. ATTE scores a 39.5. If you're a LEGO Star Wars collector, go out and collect her away. Add this one to your collection. We are so glad that you took the time to hang out with us. We hope that you'll click subscribe below.
Also, on a personal note, as with anything you see me review that's old and doesn't have a box, if you have the box for this, please message me and I'll buy it from you. I want a box and I don't have it.
Message him at Micah Needs a Box at sellyourbox.something. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope that you'll subscribe. We hope to see you in the comments below. And we can't wait to sit at this table again. In the meantime, go out there and give more.
Do more.
That was a big gap. Share more.
I'm used to doing this. And love more.
And remember to always show your smile.
Because it's contagious.
Those smiles are. See you next time.
Give more, do more, share more, and love.